when asked to make our list of favorite herbs, the number 5 was offered. 5. The plethora of herbs is without count almost, so it's very hard to make a list. But I chose 5 that I love passionately and use regularly. And I'll start off with the mighty lovage, which I feel is a herb that is little used, probably because it is little understood. It is in its simplest flavor, a very powerful celery. And if you think of a great celery soup, and being in the land of great soups, it would seem that the Celts favour soups dramatically. And one of the great glories of Ballymaloe House are the soups here, the potato soup in particular. And were you to take that recipe for potato soup, which I think you'll find in Myrtle's or Dorina's or Rory's books, if you were to add a great deal of lovage to it, you would have the palest, most limpid and delicious soup with this very delicate, bitter, sour note, which I find addictive and can't live without, and use in copious amounts. This is the colour it should be. This is an excellent specimen. And the stalk, interestingly, of all these leaves, which is what I love and enjoy more and more about the quality of foraging that's happening now, can be sliced very, 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 very thinly indeed and put into what we would call a slaw. And that applies to virtually all the stalks of all the herbs here. But soup best for lovage. Curly parsley, which I adore passionately and has been very much overshadowed by its glamorous flat leaf cousin, which seems to dominate everything and everyone completely. And I think it's a bit of an overblown fancy myself in Heinz behind the courtesans. If you look at very old recipes, which I'm rather fond of, the parsley used would be curly parsley. Interestingly, it has as powerful a presence as lovage, and used such is fantastic. It makes great parsley soup. The parsley soup recipes of old always used curly parsley. It can be roguish and it can be quite tough, but the devices available today in terms of pulverizing and pounding and rendering smooth are amazing. So I vote bring this back. A ham hock simmered in stock with carrots. The resulting stock then made into a velouté sauce flavored with handful upon handful of chopped curly parsley is a good thing. My very favorite herb thereafter is sorrel. And this amazing leaf, again, rather like lovage, has a very powerful personality. And used in excess can be overwhelming and deeply unpleasant, sadly. But when Rory O'Connell came to cook with us at Quo Vadis a few years back on the publication of his fantastic book, he made the most elegant chicken stock, and in that he then just threw handful upon handful of just chopped sorrel and infused this amazingly delicate broth with this fabulous lemony, sour tang. That was one of the most delicious things I've ever eaten. It has an extraordinary affinity with oily fish, most famously with salmon. And it was made infamous by the Troisgros brothers in Roanne outside Lyon back in the 70s at the height of Nouvelle Cuisine when they did the ultimate pairing. All derivatives thereof are great. It has a curious quality of when it is cooked of turning a very pale, limpid grey. That is a good thing, for that means that it's cooked, and when cooked you can eat more of it. Or don't cook it at all and use it as a salad dressing, and you'll be amazed when you put sorrel into a salad and you do not put vinegar or lemon juice into the vinaigrette. Let the sorrel do the work, because its highly acid lemon qualities and flavors work as a brilliant dressing. It was one of the original salads used by the legendary Mrs. Smith at Appledore in Kent when she invented what is now the ubiquitous bag. Hers were hand-picked, of course, and went into her own bags, not machine done. But it's a wonderful thing and a great friend, and I love it dearly. I'd forgotten this was like this time of year when I made the list, wild garlic, which once upon a time was nowhere and was a rarity beyond belief. And now, rather like the mushroom, when you see one, you see them everywhere. Wild garlic is the same. When it comes out, it comes in fields and fields and fields. You just have to watch out where the horses walk, the dogs walk, and the cats play. But on the whole, this beautiful leaf, fragrant and delicate, is a brilliant friend, and particularly to the potato. It has an extraordinary affinity in gratins, potato cakes, I was tempted as hell to say to Francis Marmon yesterday when he was doing those extraordinary potato cakes on that plancha, you know, this would have been good too, you know. But there you go, it was his gig. Then I come to a much beloved herb, mint, which wafts of mint. An amazing herb. We used herbs in vast quantities, and I can't help feeling it was something touched in mystery and oddity. They are the realm of the apothecary and the doctor and the midwife, and had benefits suited more for medicine than the kitchen. We are coming more and more back to understanding the delicate fragrance and lightness and touch that these give to our foods. And when you look at the cooking of the Levant and the Mediterranean, one of the things they use in abundance are herbs. Not for them those ridiculous, hideous little triangles at 99 pence each that you pick off the shelf in Sainsbury's. No, they want armloads. And in fact, if you buy enough lemons, it will give you an armload of herbs and things, such as the shopping in the market. When mixed with the flat leaf parsley, rolled up and sliced very thin, you will get the great salads of Fatouche. And taking that as a benchmark, you can use it in abundance in anything. If you just think of a salad of just a soft green lettuce leaf, if you add mint leaves to that, and a touch of sorrel, you get a very interesting salad in 2 seconds flat that is delicious and very Moorish. And then we have various different mints here. Oh, what's this little darling here? Oh, yes. What's that one? That's not good too. More sorrels. That is very delicious. One thing. Is that all 5 herbs? I think that's done. Thank you.